It's just me.
It's just you this time.
It is just me.
Man, I swear, today has been a wild Wednesday. Thanks, you guys, for joining us. If you're tuning in, you're listening to Mo and Mel every Wednesday, 7 p.m. If you're watching, feel free to share with your friends. Like, do
Absolutely.
the friendly thing.
Right.
Make it happen.
Right. I see you got your Team USA jumping off.
I do. I had to rep, for a little USA basketball.
I see.
Yeah.
That's good.
Speaking of USA basketball, I have my forever mood picture that I think
that was so dope with plum sauce. Yeah.
Yeah. KP in the house. KP. Seriously, that's what needs to be on a shirt is this. Because I'll be rocking it at the first Aces game when we come back from Olympic break, man. I'm serious.
Some shirts of it. Yeah.
Seriously, that's a dope idea. That'd be dope. Yeah, everybody. Welcome back. It's just Mo and I today, which is great because we love to just have some one-on-one time with you guys out there. There's been a lot going on in sports and Olympics. So, of course, we want to kind of break the ice with some hot topics. First, let me just play because, NFL training camp is back. And so is this guy. And he had a whole press conference over 3.5 minutes. We just got about 40 seconds for you. But A-Rod from the Packers is back.
If I'm not a part of the future, then instead of letting me be a lame duck quarterback, if you want to make a change and move forward, then go ahead and do it. That obviously didn't happen. Like I said, it wasn't a draft day thing. There were conversations for a number of months leading up to that. Post the draft, I think what basically happened was then they said, we'll give you some money now. Let's see if we can throw some money at you. I said from the start it wasn't about the money. Obviously, I didn't show up for the off-season program or mini camp. To me, it was bigger than this. It was about trying to be a resource for the organization.
Hey.
So it sounds like he wasn't getting his part of say-so of who he wanted to play with him to help.
Well, and it sounds like he was trying to offer them advice. Like, hey, I've been here for this many years. I've seen what's happened previously when I started versus, now we're getting in. I know I'm not going to be here forever. And here's what's happening. And you guys are letting vets go that probably should be staying. I mean, he comes back to practice. And next thing you know, Randall Cobb gets signed.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Randall Cobb's on his way back to play with this guy because he really wasn't having a great year in Texas. And how Texas is looking right now.
No,
so,
he wasn't.
I mean, it's a lot to unpack there. He also talked about, that this wasn't about the draft day. It wasn't. The conversation started in February. He said he wanted to be able to be part of the conversations regarding the changes in the team and trades and free agency, saying that he's, been practicing with a bunch of guys from all over the league, and he knows kind of, the guys that are out there, wants to be part of it. So, he laid it all out there and he gave them all they needed to hear. So Aaron's back.
Mentioned how it wasn't about the money. And then you guys try to give me some money on a salary. That's not even what I'm asking for.
Well, we all know he got some money, and of course he could probably get more, but he probably wants to just win a dang championship. Really,
he's got MVP one year and didn't win a championship, and he said that resonated with him. If you don't put these key people around him, it's not going to work for him personally. And it's so funny too because Devontae Adams wants more money, and he said he's not. When Rodgers put up a little meme, or Devontae Adams had put up a meme before the press conference, before we knew if Rodgers was coming back to camp. About him leaving and Devontae going with it. I'm going wherever you go. Now Devontae's asking for more money. So maybe that money.
And he's saying he's not taking a discount either. So
no, he's not taking a discount. So maybe the money that they were gonna use for A-Rod is gonna go over to this guy. It should.
But that boils down to our usual thing with the players. Is it about getting the championship and the ring for you, or is it about getting the payment and getting the paycheck? And I think initially after your initial contract, you want to get paid. You deserve to get money, especially for performing. But after, when you're like Tom Brady and you've won rings and you want to have a consistent, stable team. Tom Brady got the whole team back. They were.
He got the whole team back, and he put the pay cut to do so. That's what you do.
Right.
That's what you do if that's what you want. And so Rodgers is taking a note from that playbook too. I'm not talking about the
Big
money.
Lex?
I'm talking about getting. I want my team. I want to. I want to be able to beat Brady. I don't want to get this far and we lose a Super Bowl.
Everybody wants to beat Brady. Everybody wants to get on that next higher tier, and I don't blame him. Like, he deserves that. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Something. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm glad he's back. The Packers wouldn't be the Packers without Aaron Rodgers.
Of course not. And they weren't ready. Well, because, of course, once he showed up at practice, they got rid of Blake Bortles. Because we know Blake Bortles wasn't going to do nothing for the Packers.
Out. Right. Exactly.
Oh, poor Mr. Bortles.
Yeah. His little 1 year, $1 million contract just gone.
Right. But also within the NFL, they had some new discussion regarding COVID. We know that the Delta is on fire, especially out here. Delta is real. And it's getting those people that have been vaccinated, that haven't been vaccinated, everybody in between that wants it, doesn't want it. It don't matter. It's going to get you. Or it will get you if you don't.
Or those have been partially vaccinated, never went back for their second dose. None of that.
Yeah. I think in the last 2 weeks, I personally know like 4 people here in Las Vegas that have had COVID and 2 of them were vaccinated. So,
well, we always knew the vaccination was not a cure-all. We knew that you could still get it.
And to still be safe.
We were wondering if you could be safe with it. They're saying no. This Delta variant, you still could possibly face hospitalization.
And it's more contagious.
And it's more contagious. Yeah.
They don't get it. So with the new NFL COVID policy has kind of brought some uproar. There's already been a couple assistant coaches that have, decided to withdraw from this, or I guess not withdraw, but to leave the team for this season, not participate because they don't want the vaccine. Some players have spoken outright, especially
Minnesota Vikings lost their offensive line coach. He was like, "Well, I guess I'm out.
I'm out. Hey, see y'all later.
Whatever it takes to get y'all better. Whatever you're gonna do."
No, but there's some players that are opting to not get it, and of course, if you don't get the COVID vaccine, you'll be faced with basically a $14,000 fine when you violate protocol, which could be not wearing a mask, could be going places you're not supposed to be going, interacting where you shouldn't be interacting, all that kind of stuff. And
is that per game?
I believe it's per incident.
Per incident, okay.
So, I mean, I'm not going to say like you take off your mask in the wrong way 3-4 times in a game or in a practice, they're going to fine you. But, it could happen like each day you don't do it. Each day something happens, you get a $14,000 fine. But let's say that unvaccinated player gets COVID and then basically causes an outbreak on the team where they'd have to try to postpone a game. And let's say the league can't find a suitable date to play that game. Because, all last year they were able to find dates where they could play those games. This year we've got now a longer season by a game. Right. And we're going to be, if they can't find a date to move it, and that the original, it's a forfeit and a lost paycheck.
Well, maybe that needs to be the thing.
I mean, somebody's got to do it, I guess.
Maybe that needs to be the thing. Maybe that's just the rules of a company. It's like working for some company and they've urged you and all of that. And we knew that push was coming. Now it's going to be detrimental to your season. It already manipulated the season, rescheduling the games.
Most definitely.
So at least we know it's going to be a loss. At least we know not to put them on our ticket. But
right.
This one, the last season manipulated outcomes of games. Like you're postponing a game off of teams that have played a Thursday night, and then they're coming to play again that Sunday. Like you're doing things that can manipulate like a loss or a win. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe this time, like I said, you can take that out.
Maybe like they're hoping that maybe if it hits you in the pockets that maybe, hey, here's the deal. You don't have to be they're not requiring you to be vaccinated. Right. What they're asking you to do is if you aren't vaccinated, you have to then basically resort to all the rules that were last year, in which you're masking all the time. You can't go to parties. You can't go to events. You might be in the hotel for like a lockdown before games. I mean, who knows? Options are endless. But that's your choice. If you don't want to be vaxxed, then just follow those rules and there shouldn't be an issue.
But they don't want to follow the rules of that either. They want the freedom.
They want to be able to live their life.
Right. Not just report to work. Who wants to do that?
God forbid the work gives you rules. I mean, I got a few rules that I got to follow too. And, things happen. I just thought it was funny because there's some people out there that are also like, well, I don't think you should have to lose your job for it. I'm like, okay, well, I understand that. However, if you choose a job in a public sector where your interactions with people are daily and you're having to entertain or not entertain, but you're working with clients or you're working with whomever face to face in close proximity, then yeah, you should get vaxxed. Otherwise, choose another occupation. Choose something where you can just work from home in your bubble.
Or just do the right thing and not lie that you are vaxxed and not wear masks. Good and doggone well, we're less than half of this country is fully vaxxed. Less than the state is fully vaxxed. But yet we see a higher percentage of people walking around with no masks on. From all over.
Well, that's gonna change out here in Nevada.
Oh, yeah, sure is Friday. For sure. Friday's
the masks are coming back.
They're back. Friday.
Hope you didn't throw those away, guys. Hope you didn't throw the masks away because the masks are back.
They're coming back.
And they're required in all public indoor settings. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so my thing is that was a small ask anyway to do. To wear masks. Wasn't that hard?
I kind of want it because really I don't need to breathe what you breathe. I mean, I don't know. Some people just get too
First of all, I
so
spend too much money on these doggone masks just to throw them away. I don't know who has money like that to just be throwing stuff away. I spent too much money on all
the
my
mask making come up
outfits.
was real. Like people that were hustling the masks really had to come up for 2020.
They did, and I'm not about to throw all my masks away on the money I spent. I still wore mine. I wore mine even before all this news and announcements and before employees were only the ones that had to wear them in indoor spaces. I mean, I'm fully vaccinated. I still wore my mask at work.
So get this, because even though the CDC recommends things or they have policy or whatever, like each county here in Nevada, it's up to them on if people are wearing masks or not. So Clark County made the decision. They're wearing masks officially on Friday. I was in Reno this weekend. I kid you not, the employees at the casino and the hotel that we were staying at, not a single mask on the employees.
And that's why Washoe's numbers are the highest right now.
Not on anything. Like me, shout out to Natalie. I went out Natalie. Me and Natalie are walking through the casino. I'm just like, oh, nobody's wearing masks. Like I felt inferior that I had one on, but I was like, no, like I'm gonna take it off to like have a sip of my water.
And they said Washoe County is just on fire right now with cases. Fire. And that makes sense now. Because wasn't nobody wearing a mask at all. So the only one that gets away from this in this county is Eureka. Eureka and a couple other rural places don't have to follow the mask mandate. The rural areas where population is 3
scary.
Don't have to wear a mask.
And
so now
looking at the people,
go to Eureka.
And looking at the people that come into that casino, I mean, I'm not trying to like put one on Reno or nothing, but I just don't know who goes, hey, you know what? Let's go to Reno for a weekend stay, getaway. Like
it's Reno. What do you expect? I mean, I don't understand.
But there were so many.
I don't understand why you would think that was a poppin'.
Because it was packed. The place was packed. And they had like a little pool.
You're talking about the quality of people. The people do not look like our Vegas. Our Vegas visitors don't even look like our Vegas visitors.
It was very clear that I was not.
Yeah, it's very indicative. Anytime you
shout out to Andre, he was up in Reno for a brief few hours.
Yeah,
that I didn't even know about until later. But yeah, so
were you wearing your mask, sir? Yeah, I know he was.
He was outdoors though too, which I'm sure was a little bit easier. He still probably
put it on. I would put mine on outdoors too. Like it should not negate whether you're indoor or outdoor with this situation.
I'd like to see pictures of Andre with his mask on because I don't think I saw one.
He said, "Yes, ma'am." It shouldn't negate if you're indoor or outdoor. Outdoor shouldn't give you a free pass. Put that doggone mask on your face. If this thing is spreading in the air,
if you don't want to wear a mask, just stay home or just go play in the park. That's all.
Play in the park when nobody's there, or especially when I'm not there.
Yeah, that part.
Just don't walk on the track.
I take the dogs to the park every day, but there's nobody else really there. I mean, there really is nobody else there.
Keep yourself isolated and safe because this thing has spikes on it. What is that? Spikes? Spikes. It has spikes, meaning if you brush up against a spike gets you, I guess. Listen, stay away from me. Everybody stay away from me right now. This thing, Delta is real.
Delta's real. Just
shout out to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. Sorry, it's named after you. It's not though, but boy, they had to make it Delta, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. He said spikes, yikes. Ooh.
Yeah, spikes, yikes. Right.
So enough COVID news. Las Vegas, if you are a Vegas Golden Knights fan, and this is maybe your very first professional team that you've been a diehard fan of, most of your the fanage base here has felt their first real heartbreak. Like the heartbreak where you want to burn jerseys, the heartbreak where you don't want to be a fan anymore, the heartbreak that clearly shows that you are a first-time fan of professional sports. Because in Las Vegas, our beloved Marc-Andre Fleury, one of the original Misfits draft or expansion drafted to Las Vegas, was traded to the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yes.
That took everybody by surprise, including Marc-Andre Fleury, who supposedly found out on Twitter.
Okay, what other athlete hasn't found out they were getting traded on a social media
It's that day and age this day. Yeah, there's nothing
new.
But you would think there would be some sort of call or, hey, we really need to work on our salary cap and this fits us best if we can try and move along this way.
I think it was more of a buzz of him possibly wanting to retire, and they probably just did it out of spite on him.
But let him retire as a Vegas Golden Knight then.
No, we need young. This is sports, you guys. People, we do get attached to our players. We love our homegrowns, if you think they're homegrown. I mean, this man has been in the league for so long. Yeah. It was bound to happen. And especially after the last playoffs that we had and his play that was really
getting the trophy as the best goalie in the league. I mean, he really can't.
I mean,
can't get much better.
Can't get any better. But there is always a time where times have to come to an end. I'm saddened by this. Not upset by it because it's sports. I understand it. Exactly. I get that. We probably need to draft younger. We probably need someone stronger. We need to just look at the future.
We need more money. We need more money to
we need more money
to pay other people.
To pay, so. We just can't with him capped up. So even if he goes to Chicago, plays for a small stint and retires, Godspeed to him. He battled a lot during this past season with us losing his father, the COVID situation, just all of that going on with Fleury. Like, what more can he do? And I think we saw that within our tourney when we were playing in the semifinals for Stanley Cup. That's all he got. He asked,
and we will forever love Marc-Andre Fleury.
We will.
And
he'll always be a VJK.
This city will always love him. The thing is that it was just so funny to see the people's reactions. Like some people are ready to like call the general manager and cussing out this and that. And I'm just like,
they don't know sports.
We do this all the time.
We do. They don't know sports. And I understand
some people,
these are the same goofy fans that were mad at Pete DeBoer coming on and all of that kind of stuff. Like, you guys don't understand how it goes.
But they're also short-term fans. They haven't been around that long, and it's clear they aren't. A lot of hockey fans aren't fans of other sports. They really are just a one-sport team. They are about hockey, and
that's well and good.
There aren't a lot of huge trades that go down. I don't think in hockey is like we don't have like the blockbuster deals like the NBA has or something like that. But it was major.
But players still get traded.
They
still get traded. And we have to look for the future. You guys want a Stanley Cup, right? Everybody wants one, right? Well, what is it going to take? So let's try this out and see how it goes. We can't keep holding on to something that's not working. And I think that's what they're just looking at.
Yeah. And so we did trade Nick Holden as well.
Yeah, we did.
To Ottawa and got a guy whose name I can't pronounce, Evgeny.
Something like that. Something like that.
Danov. I'm really messing that one up. But apparently he could bolster our offense. He's like a veteran player, but he's good offensively. So hopefully he can work his way into the offense and help give us.
We need thugs. We need some bulldogs.
Yeah.
We need some people
we got Alex Martinez back too.
And that's great.
Martinez is back, just signed 3-year deal. So he had scored 40 points in his 63 games that he had here with Vegas before getting traded. So that's good. Signing him cleared, helped with having
we need a squad of thuds.
So it's just
a squad of thuds. I'm gonna miss that helmet on you, Fleury. It's so dope, so fire.
I wonder if he can like pass off some of it to one, to maybe I don't know, to Leonard. I know Leonard has his own stuff, but that helmet is like
he's got to keep that. He's got to keep that. If you have any kind of memento, you keep it's either your golden pads or your helmet or both. You just got to keep those.
Yeah, you got to do it. So I don't know.
People were tight about that. I get it. I was saddened. I don't think I was tight though. I was like,
I was sad, and I was more just like, I can't believe that he found out on Twitter. Which, me, you're the Twitter person out of us. I'm not. Yeah. I have to like be called on to Twitter to actually be on there, or I'm usually trying to like, complain about something to an airlines or whatever, because that's the fast way they respond.
Right.
those are my tweets when I'm complaining about stuff, casinos or hotels or airplanes, so I can try and get a comp. But so I was more like, dang, Twitter, but that's the way of the world now. Is
Twitter. You find out everything on Twitter before TMZ. TMZ first, then Twitter. So got to go to Twitter because that's where it just all goes down. And it's sad that you had to find out that way. It kind of is. It really is. But what player hasn't found out that they're getting? It'll be an all-out news story that they've been drafted.
Actually have a story on that in a little bit when we talk about baseball. I didn't get the video, but there was a really sad departure on the Mariners, and it was just... The kid was crying. He got traded like the day of, basically was told when the game was starting.
And I'm going to tell you something. Baseball is brutal because if you get called up from the minors and have to go back to the minors, and there's so many divisions of minor league before you hit the majors, and you have major players that get dropped down to they put up a sheet and you look on that sheet and see if your name's on there. It's basically like an exam. If you pass or fail, it can be brutal. Sports, I'm telling you, it's kind of cutthroat in some of these leagues.
It's I don't know. That's what happened. So, I'll cut to the story now real quick before we go to the next hot topic. Is that the Mariners and Astros? So shout out to Natasha. She was in Seattle at the Astros game. Seattle won the first, came back from a 7-0 deficit to win the first game. We lost yesterday's game and today. Well, apparently during that second game yesterday, as somebody was they were doing batting practice before the game. And that's when they heard of the trade. Like the guy from the Astros literally left his batting practice, walked across the field to the Mariners batting practice, swapped a jersey, and just kept it pushing. Like he was used to that. The Mariners pitcher, who's like one of the best relief pitchers supposedly right now, he's a young kid, but Kendall Graveman, he basically teared up during interview and was like, I didn't know this was going to happen. We just had a great game. We're like a few games behind the A's for the wild card race. We're having a great season. We're nine games over 500. Like who would have expected that? And he didn't. And apparently the whole Mariners clubhouse is angry and pissed, which I can understand. They're wondering why, why would this happen? Why would you make this move right now?
I can totally understand that. Yeah.
It's too much. Hey, Heather, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. But let's talk a little bit about the the biggest headline, I guess you could say, of the Olympics, Simone Biles.
Yes.
Simone Biles had, she started the group competition and did, I think it was a vault, and it wasn't good. And apparently I didn't realize, because they don't really show you all the practicing, the prelims that they're doing. She had, messed up and had tumbles and missed a few steps on a lot of her routines. Did the vault, it wasn't well. And then she was basically, I'm done. They had mentioned a medical withdrawal, not really speaking on details until later on. She was like, it was because of her mental health, and she just wasn't in a good space, and she wasn't in the right headspace about it. So she withdrew from the team competition, and as well as of today announced that she was going to be withdrawing from the individual competition, where she also was the gold medalist, reigning gold medalist from that. So there's been a lot. And we've already dealt with Naomi Osaka and mental health and leaving tournaments. And now we have Simone Biles. This is a huge issue. And some people are using it as a joke. Well, a GOAT wouldn't do that. A GOAT in a sport doesn't just withdraw. A GOAT actually does, especially if it's doing it in the benefit of her team, because had maybe Simone kept on going, maybe she injures herself or she makes the team lose because of how poorly she does.
I don't know. Do you feel like she let her team down by doing it?
I think she surprised the team, but I don't think she let them down, because as we learned, with Jackie Young, stay ready, don't got to get ready. Jackie Young was not on the Olympic 3x3 roster. She was placed in there after there was a COVID issue with, I forgot the girl's name again from Seattle, but same thing here. When this happened with Simone, they had to really rally together. Yeah, it was, I think someone mentioned that, it's kind of like your coach. Simone's like your inspiration, your coach, your leader. And when she goes down, what else do? You got to pull together. And after that first round, they were already in second place. So it wasn't like they were in first and they had to hold on. They were already in second and had to try and catch up. They did everything almost perfectly, those other three girls and all their routines, to maintain that second place. So really, they really didn't lose anything. I mean, they got a silver medal from the Olympics. How many of you out there on your keyboards can start pushing around, that you're pushing around, can say that you have even made it to the Olympics or qualified for the Olympics, let alone have a medal in anything?
Yeah.
Not many. Not many. Not many at all.
I don't think she let her players down to a certain degree. I do feel like they probably felt let down. There's a difference, because there's a disappointment in that whole thing. Like, it's disappointing that had to happen. Thus, to me, feeling let down a little bit.
Right.
But I think with her case, when you're striving for perfection and you're put on a pedestal of perfection and you're putting this amount of pressure, and she said that insurmountable amounts of pressure on your shoulders, because you feel mentally that you have to do it all and you can't make no mistakes. And the minute that you make a mistake, it's like the walls just are crumbling, because you weren't expecting that, because you're the perfection artist. You're the one that's doing the different and complicated flips and stuff that no one else can do. And that, that can be a mentally tolling and taxing thing. That's just like a student that's an overachiever all the time. And the one minute they get a B, what happens to them? They can't cope. They break down, because in their mind, the perfection and wanting to succeed and all of that, it's all on them.
Well, and it's not like we're not talking that she's doing 4 cartwheels down the path and that,
no,
oh God,
this girl is doing some crazy, complicated moves. I mean,
she's doing things that aren't being done by anybody else.
Right. But you have people, even in their own academia life, that think that that's A's or nothing.
She could have hurt herself so bad with one little slip, or, she could have. Gymnastics, when your head's not in it, is a very difficult sport.
Because she can get injured. She can totally get injured.
And then I kept seeing all these people talk about, well, what if LeBron would have withdrew from the finals? Well, guess what? If LeBron, maybe was injured, if LeBron's head wasn't in, and he didn't make a shot the entire game and had like 15 turnovers and he took himself out, do you think you're going to be upset about it? No, because he was sucked. He wasn't doing right. He wasn't well, whatever the case may be.
And you need your mental and your physical to work hand in hand. It's got to go together.
Shout out to Marshawn Lynch. Check on your mentals.
It's got to go hand in hand. You cannot operate your heavy machinery of your body without your mentals being in the right place, right?
At all. Miss Bollinger, the girls did an amazing job stepping up.
And as they should. They're all there to be great. And they were all great in their own right. So why wouldn't they? You know what I mean? Let's go.
Yeah. Heather, she really didn't seem like herself. I think that's when I first noticed that too, because we didn't all see the trials and the tapes before until after the incident. And she really, she was taking like 3-4 steps back on routines. She wasn't landing any of her mounts. It was sad to see that. And you're kind of like, wait, what is going on? Like, that's just,
again, you have this amount of pressure, insurmountable amount of pressure on you, and you think you can do it all. And it just, one little tumble, it just throws you off mentally, and you can't go on.
Mental is everything, Kinte. Thank you. Hey, shout out to Rosalie. We've got Quan Mark's mom. She refers to him as a Mark or Quan Mark, but yeah. With Simone's problems, the team could have lost a medal if she was upside down with her game. Exactly.
Yeah.
If she would have been bad, like what would have happened if she didn't take herself out and she completely knocked herself out or fell off this or fell off that, or just, continued to do so terrible.
She protected herself.
And her team.
She protected herself and her team. Yeah.
It is too much. What's up, Goose? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. But what my thing was that we saw Simone, who at the age of 24 is old in the gymnastics game. Like, she talks about how this sport is beating up her body, that it's tough. You don't realize that, unlike, some other sports that have an off season, gymnastics doesn't really have an off season. Like, you're going 365 days a year and practicing. Yeah, you might get like a week vacation somewhere, but you're not like Aaron Rodgers living it up in Hawaii for a month or two. Like, that's not happening.
No, it's totally different.
It's just, and so for Jordan Childs, who's actually from Vancouver, Washington, she stepped up big time. I think I made a post about it in our group, is that she wasn't even supposed to be competing on the uneven bars or what was the other one? The beam. And she went up there and performed great and stuck it. There was that picture of her completely doing the splits over the beam. Like, amazing job. These girls are a little bit younger. I think they're all like 19, 20. These girls could be the girls that are in the Olympics for next time. And we're seeing the next new faces of the gymnastics team.
Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah, exactly. Heather, this is what happens from age 8. Like, you are literally in school or practice your entire life. There's no off season for gymnastics, especially in gymnastics when you have the ability to get to Olympics, or you have the ability to be, World Cup.
And you're told that you have the ability, and you're told that you've got to do better, and you're told that you need to strive harder, and you're told that it needs to be perfect, and it's told all of that is pressure.
Oh, and on top of all that, you don't have any friends, family, loved ones that are with you in a whole other country while you're doing all this. So you have no support with you. I mean, it's different. Yeah, it's one thing to be. It's like COVID and the pandemic. We all still were able to FaceTime family and say hi to family, but it's a lot different when you can see them in person. You can give them a hug. You can get, you can feel the love. You can get the support. She doesn't even have that there, which is, I think, another issue we had with Liz Cambage. She didn't want to be in the bubble last year. And then she had this breakdown too, dealing with her own mental health issues and realizing that she'd be then back in a bubble of some sorts in the Olympics.
Was it that, or was it the fight and she didn't want the smoke? Let's be clear. I mean, it could be a little bit of both, but I see where you're going with this.
But we saw her unraveling, though. It wasn't just the fight.
Oh, absolutely. But
so that's what I'm saying, like mental health. And that's the thing that people always say, well, why couldn't Simone just have withdrawn before the Olympics so that somebody else could have had her spot? Well, she didn't know. You don't know when you're going to have a breakdown. If you did know when you're going to have a breakdown, none of us would have an issue. We would have all been good. Like, if you can pre-plan when you're going to have an issue mental health wise, then there would be no mental health. You'd be able to resolve it. It wouldn't be an issue. Oh my God.
Andre, I love your commentary, but I'm not reading all of that. But we'll show it to our viewers. It's very fascinating. Yes. Mm-hmm. They are
other athletes couldn't get on the balance beam.
Yeah,
for sure.
They are.
This is talent. Gymnastics is definitely talent.
It's a gift and it's a special skill. And not everybody can get to the level that these ladies have gotten to. But there are young people out there now to this day that are trying to get to that level and going through that same process. And hopefully that they are aware that if they do have mental challenges, that it is okay to step aside to prevent any kind of risk or injury. So that's good.
Alicia did say that she opened the doors for others to, up their own game, and they did. And they did that. And I think just between her and the Naomi Osaka and all the other athletes that we're hearing that are able to finally freely be coming out about mental health, like, that's only going to make it easier and better for younger people who start having issues at an earlier age and be getting help. So this won't be an issue when you're in the Olympics or wherever the case may be. You can start addressing those feelings and those issues earlier on.
I appreciate everybody engaging in this in the chat and recognizing it. That's dope. Kente, thank you. Everyone. Yep. It's
mental
true.
health.
But mental goes with your physical. So you got to have both of them running hand in hand. So it's not a bad idea for people to lay on a couch and purge their issues. Nothing wrong with that. It's true.
Why not?
Go get checked out.
Do something, you don't know. It's kind of like going to the doctor. Like, you could say, oh, I'm healthy, I don't need to go to the doctor. But then when you go to the doctor one day, they realize there's something happening inside of you that you didn't know about. And then there's an issue.
Absolutely.
Same with the mentals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
It's too much. But thank you all for that. Was a good convo right there. We appreciate it.
Andre said, I lay on a couch too.
Yeah, I bet you
Couches
do.
Are comfortable.
I got a great couch that I lay on.
Love my sofa. Shoot, Sofa City.
Hey, what's up to our guy B Sal?
Yeah.
In the house.
What's up, B?
I seen B over at the Big 3 tournaments a couple weeks ago. Update on Big 3. They were happening here in Las Vegas, like weeks 1 through 4. Well, they're not going to be here this weekend. They'll be in Dallas. And then after that, they're going to be, I believe, in like 2 Midwest cities, Chicago, and maybe somewhere else in Minnesota or something. So that's interesting because they were supposed to be in New Orleans, but being due to the COVID outbreak that's still happening, people, they did a little detour on their games. So, hey,
how was that going when you were there?
Big Three was good. I mean, it was entertaining. There's great games. There's still great play. Ice Cube was bringing some entertainment that comes out. There was Looney's there one night. There was Too Short. I mean, the games are good. The only thing is that I think because between USA basketball practicing here and other things happening that night with like, the Garth Brooks concert was one night. I think, the whatever other concert was in town. They had to make these games so early that it was kind of like nobody in Vegas goes to things at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Some people are just getting home at the sunrise, let alone getting anywhere to
or some
people
are just waking up.
Hello, I had to set my alarm for all those days that I went to Big Three because I'm not ever presentable anywhere by 10 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't happen unless it's planned. Oh, Brian says you're not feeling him. He can sense a vibe.
Tell him to check his ego at the door. I'm feeling him just fine. What do you want? You want me to do a parade for you? I'll do a parade for you, Brian. Hi, B-Sal.
What's your sock game like tonight,
It was good to see him when I saw him at the Aces game. I thought we were cool de la. For some odd reason, he has to come on here and feel like he's not feeling the love. I don't know what else you want me to do. But just a parade of roses to you, B-Sal. And your suits. Let me just talk about it real quick. The suits that you've been wearing have been incredible. And I wish I had snapped a picture of one of the suits. It was a window pane white, dominant in the studio. For a studio suit photo, I thought to be in the studio and wear that was bold. It was very different. And I applaud you on that. I thought it was amazing. So, hey, B.
Here's your flowers fantastic. Now.
You are fabulous. You are king.
He probably logged media. Out. I think the news is coming back on soon.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, maybe you can see the clip later. But I'm giving you your flowers, B.
He's there. He said I was joking. Stop it.
I'm not joking. You look amazing on the TV. Keep it going.
We need to have you back on the show too. Get you flowing over here again and dropping some lyrics.
No, we don't need him back on the show anytime soon. We've got other great guests coming up. I'll just say that. But I'm going to say that you looked fabulous, but we do miss you. I'm just joking. Nah, that was a joke. That's how you do a joke.
Listen. Oh, Kenty said don't mention the USA basketball. Yeah. Hey, they beat Iran, which I'm not sure what kind of ballers are coming out of Iran, but they did manage to mollywop them real good. And
hey, a win's a win. We'll take it.
Dame had 21 points. That's
cool.
Great.
We'll take it. You're playing an Iranian team. It's cool. Let's go. Whatever. They change up their squad every year on this dream team situation. Every foreign team that they have played so far, their team squad has stayed the same consistently. So that's one point of it. And then the other thing is, I don't know. Could it be that these guys are just coming off of a whole NBA season and there wasn't really much time to rest? Just kind of going. Yeah, Drew Holiday coming off a championship and on a plane, and Devin Booker coming off of a stretch of a series for him and playing in this. I mean, guys. We're not the big fish in the ocean.
Come background, but here's is it great Popovich?
Quick mail. It could be Pop too. I was personally wanting Coach K, but also come to this: the NBA league itself is made up of more foreign players than we've ever seen in our lives. So do you not think that these squads are not going to show up? Like, give me a break.
People aren't realizing that, and that's what I had mentioned. I think in a couple episodes ago is that. I had to look at who was on the international teams because a former Husky, Matisse Thybulle, who plays for the Sixers, was on Australia. And I was like, I had no idea that
you think
he was Australian.
No.
Huh?
Giannis isn't playing for US. Like, you've got all these people that are from foreign countries that are playing in our league. So what makes you think they're not going to be beasts on these teams? Like, I'm sorry. It just think of the math.
I'm hoping for a better turnout because here's the deal. If they can't win gold... It's gonna be a lot of tweeting and a lot of memes happening. Let's just say
we're not. Let's just start it. We probably aren't. I'm not even gonna clown them though.
I mean, we're one game. I mean, we've lost one game. That's not going to kill us.
It isn't.
No,
I think it'll get better.
At the ladies 3-on-3 team. They lost one game, but they still made it and got the gold.
And they're beasts with it too. So
they are beasts. Yeah,
they got it.
I love it. We got some side chatter in the chat between Rosalie, Kwan's mom, and B Sal. They're talking about the white suits and stuff. It's hilarious. It's just too much. But
they can't win
another. They can't lose any other.
But if they do, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Aim for silver. I mean, here's the deal. Don't leave without a medal. Period.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I get something.
Yeah.
Get something. I mean, gold might be a stretch for us with this type of squad that we have. I'm sorry, I'm not even feeling the team. I really am. Looking at the roster, I wouldn't have put this team together. To me personally, as my USA go-to.
No, but
it just doesn't look as effective on paper.
It's not. It's
in my opinion.
It really isn't. Oh God, they got to do something. And here's the women's basketball team. They've had. Did they play a second game? I think they played Nigeria. That was on Monday, I think. They won 81-7. Asia had 19 points, 13 rebounds. Listen, young MVP of the WNBA and about to get on her way to Olympic, hopefully gold. Like, this girl is about to be unstoppable. She is already and their team is, even though there was questions on, who would be there, who would be making it, why didn't they pick this person? The team is good. And I think there's someone to be feared. Sue Bird is looking for her 5th Olympic gold medal.
Yeah.
That's GOAT. That is GOAT.
She's the Tom Brady of the WNBA. I say this all the time. To a certain degree.
Completely.
As far as her age and her agility of still wanting to play in this game. And it can still effectively play in this game. I'm not surprised.
And do it. Yeah. Not just subbing in or checking time.
She's starting and she's definitely a key factor.
Yeah. So, and I realized this though, is that I guess it makes sense now. Cause I guess since the USA had been losing their pre-games and their practices and exhibition games, I didn't really think of it, but that loss to France was their first loss in 25 Olympic games.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
And who do they have on the team that plays professional ball? 2 players, 3 players?
Yeah.
That play professional NBA.
And they were all talking smack too. Like, oh, okay, well,
yeah,
nice try.
And mind you, those 3 players too on those NBA teams have plenty of time to rest too from their regular teams as well.
B Sal said Tatum and Bam have been exposed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they got to figure out a new plan. Hopefully something's going to work. And Kente asked if Sue Bird can play for the men's team. Listen, at this point, I'm sure she could.
They need a few of them. They can put Asia on,
but they need a couple big. They need a couple bigs. So I don't know.
Bigs,
yeah, that's a tough one.
But she could sub. Man. She could sub and come in here and be clutch.
Speaking of other teams, Luka hits 48 points versus Argentina.
Yeah. It's Luka Doncic.
If it was hard enough to stop just him in the NBA
league,
I mean,
exactly.
Because the Olympics, they got a different style of play. Like, it's not all touchy-feely foul in every.
Oh,
every
no. You get 5 foul opportunities and you're out. Like, KD was sitting with 4 fouls on that first loss game. Like, if his 5th one, he would have been out. Like, they are very, very ticky-tacky with those fouls. Like, you're on it. Like, you don't get as many chances. So.
Yeah. But in other Olympic news, have you seen anything have you been watching anything that you caught and thought, oh, that was great? Or
I have to give a shout out to the kids that are in that skateboarding competition. I haven't been able to watch any Olympic games. I can only see highlights because I'm in the anniversary sale, you guys. So I'm the wrong person to talk to about
busy.
But what I know about so far is the skateboarding competition of the 2 gold medalists on that. And then, when it's Summer Olympics, I'm always about the diving and the swimming.
Yeah.
Those are usually my and gymnastics too, but those are usually the ones I watch. Like, and I haven't even had a chance to watch any of the relay races. I haven't had a chance to watch any of that. So all I can.
I think it makes it hard too is I don't remember the time difference being this great for a while. So it's like you get the I wake up and there's notifications on what all happened already. So it makes me less inspired to go and watch it when they play it during prime time here in the States. So I'm like, Well, I already know they lost.
Super
I already know they
early.
won. So,
Yeah.
so that's difficult. But yes, those skateboarders, I think one was from Brazil and one was from Japan or somewhere else. They're both 13 years old, one gold and silver. The first time skateboarding has been allowed in the Olympics, and two 13-year-olds take it over. Yeah. If that doesn't tell you, I mean, I've never been a skateboarder. That's one thing I could never
I'm waiting to see if video games ever come into the Olympics play.
Oh my God.
Do you think that would ever be a thing?
God, I hope not.
All
the esports fans out there are going to get at me, but I just don't. I'm not a video gamer. So if that happened, I'd be like, are you kidding me? Like, I still
and then
have a hard
Kente
time
says about
with
the women's boxing in the Olympics. I have not. I need to
Has
tap into
boxing
it.
already started? I had no idea.
I had no idea either. But he's saying
I will tell you this.
Wow.
Former guest Jordan Larson on the volleyball team, those women have been crushing it. They kicked China's butt twice.
That's great.
They beat Argentina once. There is a girl. First of all, that team, the starters for the USA volleyball team, there's 3 Jordans on the team. So they have like nicknames. One of them, Jordan Thompson. She's 24. I can't remember where she went to college, but she is phenomenal. This girl can light up that volleyball court. I mean, it's amazing how well she is. So Team USA is going to be starting their pool games. I think they were doing prelims before, so now the pool is starting, and they look good. They look real good, especially since they've never had gold before in volleyball. They've had, I think, bronze last year, and they had bronze last year. I can't remember, bronze last year and then a silver, 2 bronze and a silver, but they look good. I got to watch them a couple times, so I'm really happy for that. Shout out to Jordan Larson. We're with you. We're watching, and we hope that you guys bring home those golds, just like our 2 Las Vegas Aces did. You know, I saw some of those pictures besides the only post earlier with KP, and I was just like, I mean,
yeah.
Proud of them, you know? And here's the deal, proud of them because, you know, let's say for some reason the women's USA team doesn't. I mean, these girls get the gold. They've got it. It's done.
I need to see them bring a championship to the city too.
One more time for the one time. Listen, I can't.
Yeah. Chelsea.
That's mood forever right there.
Pop champagne. That's what we do.
I'm saying.
We pop champagne.
Kente, we would love to watch. I don't know when the women's boxing is. I haven't caught any highlights. I don't know if maybe they haven't started that portion of the Olympics because I haven't seen anything about women's boxing. I've seen fencing. I've seen water polo. First of all, let me talk about water polo for a second. The amount of stamina, energy, anything that you must have to play water polo or to swim like that. Like, I love the water. I love swimming. But the way that they have to, you're basically playing soccer in a pool and you're not able to touch you're not touching the ground for a whole X amount of minutes.
So you're treading water and hitting a ball
and having to tread to lift yourself up to defend. And like, I couldn't debate if it was if that would be more exhausting for me, or if it would be like the 1500 meters that Katie Ledecky won the gold in just now or yesterday. 1500 meters, I think they said, is 32 or 33 laps of an Olympic sized pool.
Yeah, it's intense. I can't do it.
I'm happy if I can.
My lungs just collapsed just hearing you say that. Pool. My lungs just literally collapsed just hearing that. I'm trying to
every time I catch something, like, because, you know, I'll be working and I'll have the TV on, so I'm kind of like figuring out, you know, what's on the Olympics, the highlights.
I mean, you have time because you're watching more events than I could catch in a day.
It's my background music, basically, you know. It's like when I'm watching the background, so it's kind of like I'm seeing the clips from like what happened overnight, because, you know, they're however many 12 24 hours ahead of us. I'm seeing the highlights. I'm just like, wow, like, I'm always amazed by something new. And the water polo took me out yesterday. I was like, there's no way. I told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm amazed, completely amazed.
Yeah, the swimming laps thing is doing it for me.
Brian said the water polo goalie, Ashley Johnson, she couldn't have been cool. Oh, you had her on the show. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is a black. My mom said that they had a black goalie there too, which was awesome. Yeah, a little plug with the link. Thank you, B. We'll check that out. And swimming, because I've been watching swimming.
Yeah,
Lydia Jacoby, I had posted a video of her, 17 years old, from Alaska, small town. I think the town has like 2,400 people in it. And they all gathered in like the high school pool, wherever she swam, and cheered her on. But she said she's the first Olympic swimmer to be from Alaska. And she took home gold. Can you imagine being 17, getting a gold medal, let alone 13 or anywhere else? Like the amount of dedication and ability, talent, I didn't have that at 13, at 17. Like,
you may have had it and didn't know. We just didn't push for it. I'm serious. I mean, I was like a fish out of water. I love to swim. Can I imagine if I had just taken that up as something to really get into, or thought that?
I had friends in high school that were on the swim team, but I just never. I'd like to go in a pool or a lake or an ocean and swim, but I wasn't about just like falling in between lines and like swimming nonstop. Like that's not me. I don't know. I can't. It's a lot. But yeah, Katie Ledecky. So unfortunately, she didn't get the gold in the 200 meters. She lost to somebody else. But she's got two more. She won a silver in the 400. Here's the deal. You had a 1,500 meter and a 200 meter all within about an hour and a half of each other. So not only did you do 200 meters, you had like an hour rest to get back in the pool and do 1,500 meters, which is crazy to me. That's getting pushed. And then she silver in 400. I think she's got like a relay and 800 coming up. But she was on target to possibly be like the only person with double-digit medals besides Michael Phelps. But I don't think that's going to happen now.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just thinking about swimming and my lungs are collapsing as I'm thinking about it. Because even freestyle swimming takes a lot out of you. Like just even swimming freestyle. Like you're not even, oh my God.
And for me, I'm a better breaststroke.
I just remember swimming from one end to the pool to the other and breathing heavily. Like,
see, I prefer breaststroke. Freestyle, I don't know what it is, but I don't want to keep bringing my head up and out. I don't know.
Well, no, freestyle is your head totally out. You're just doing this, like you're doing the pump it up.
But you're like twisting it to breathe.
You're not even putting your face in the water. Freestyle is just without your head. Your head's above
in the
water,
water,
and you're doing your head's not
Nobody
in the water.
swims with their head out the water.
Well, I thought I do. I thought that was freestyle. No,
freestyle is like your head's in the water. You're like 1, 2, breathe. 1, 2.
I thought that was just a regular stroke. I didn't think that was freestyle.
No, that's freestyle.
I didn't think that was freestyle. I
thought there's breaststroke. There's I don't think they do backstroke in the Olympics, but
backstroke would be good for me. I feel like, I feel like that one's a little bit easier. But I also thought freestyle was always head above water. I don't know why I thought that.
Get out of here, Brian. Isn't it time for the news to come back on? Don't you got some prepping to do?
I honestly thought that was head out of water.
Your head's in the water. Stephanie said that our girl from Nevada got silver. So good for her.
Oh, good.
See? All these locals. Yeah. Can't keep your head completely up in a competition. There's no way. I mean, think about how fast they're going.
Then I must be a special type of swimmer then. Because
I can swim with my head up
in the water.
Yeah,
and I swim.
But that's
just
not
like that.
That's not the competition freestyle. That's just you. Oh, what's happening? I don't know. I think Mo has some kind of lock on her phone where if an hour goes by, it just clicks her out. So maybe she'll come back on. Anybody else out there have an interesting Olympic story? What have you watched that has inspired you or that you've seen that was just insane or crazy? Let us know. You must have a timer on that thing.
My phone is not locked.
There's got to be something happening.
I think it's your timer on here is a guess.
There isn't a timer. It really isn't. I'm going to have to figure that one out. B said you're special. You keep your head up because you.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah,
I said I must be a special case because I don't want to get my hair wet. There needs to be a competition on that because honestly, that is how I swim. And I'm not even talking about just regular, kind of gliding in the pool. I'm literally throwing those arms, not flailing, throwing them with precision with my head above water, like going like this without having to put my Face in the
Well, maybe
water.
I'll time you
like
next time we're in the pool. We'll do like some laps.
No, I'm not doing any laps because, like I said, talking about just hearing it and
out of breath.
discussing.
It's too much.
I'm already out of breath. My lungs are pretty collapsed.
Stephanie mentioned that the first Filipino to win gold in weightlifting.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was
amazing.
I
did see the highlight on that. That was pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
I did see a highlight on that.
I'm definitely cool. That was good. I'm excited for that. Listen, I didn't think that I would really care for the Olympics, and we haven't even got to track and field yet. We haven't got to, there's still so much more to go. So yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Some Major League Baseball. The Cleveland Indians are officially the Cleveland Guardians. I don't know who chose that as your name. They should be fired. If I lived in Cleveland, I would be pissed. Like, Guardians? Are they just trying to like? I feel like they're just trying to like keep some of the same letters so they don't have to really completely change everything when they have like, Indians written somewhere. They can just like white out certain letters and make it Guardians. I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's a whole lot.
Name is whack. I don't even know why we were talking about this. It's a whack name. I mean, they could have thought of something totally clear. Anyway, moving right along. What else you got? Because that was crazy for them to even go there with that kind of a name. I'm sorry. It doesn't even fit with baseball.
Dumb. It's ridiculous. It's stupid, so baseball's also in this playoff momentum where everybody is trying to do that playoff push. Trades are happening. Joey Gallo had got switches New York teams from the Rangers to the Yankees. Dang it, Yankees. I just can't. Washington Nationals
aren't doing anything they're not.
No, they're not. But it's
the Giants. Everybody's got to watch out for my team and the Giants. We're the top 2 in the league right now. Just wait. Just keep us coming.
But you're both in the National League.
Right.
There's still the whole American League to go, too.
I know. But for the entire league, they're number 1. We're number 2.
Okay.
The entire league. Let the
but
American
you both can't
League
make
players
it.
try to get it. Let's see if we both can. And we actually had a fight, a match last night, or a game last night. Shout out to T-Legs who went and sent me footage from San Francisco. Very highly defensive game, and San Francisco ended up beating us 2-1. Mookie Betts is out for 7 days off of injury. The Dodgers are really, really trying to move on from Trevor Bauer. He's got to go. We've got to figure out how to get rid of him.
What's happening with that? I mean, can they just? Is it still an investigation? What's happening?
I guess he's got a court date. Remember, we extended the suspension of him, and he's got a court date in August, and that's all we know. But I think the Dodgers are really trying to get out of the Trevor Bauer business.
Is it still a paid leave contract too? Like who's going to pick him up, knowing that all this is happening?
Is his career over though? I don't know.
I mean, at this point, if those rumors are true, it should be over.
It should be, but we know sports.
Unfortunately,
that doesn't end up being all, to end all.
It does not. It does
sadly. But I don't know. But I just read that recently that the Dodgers are really trying to move from him some kind of way.
Well, what I thought was funny is the Washington Nationals made the announcement that their entire team is on the market and anybody can make an offer.
Okay. Wow. How do you feel about that? Like, a team is on the market.
I mean, how do you feel being a Nationals player? And then they're like, yeah.
Not since the days of Bryce Harper, we just go on and say now the whole entire
take them off.
You used to not say that when he was on the team. Wow. Interesting.
Bryce Harper had an infield home run yesterday, I think. That was pretty interesting. You don't see that much in the majors. So.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, here's the one. This is a semi-girl power. The Mariners, they hired a new president of business operations on Tuesday. Katie Griggs, girl power, former chief of business for the Atlanta United. She's had some other previous times in other sports agencies, but hello.
Another woman.
Gotta love a team that brings the woman into the office,
Yeah.
In a major role. President of business operations. Shout out to Katie Griggs. That was pretty amazing. And Mr. Ohtani is still on fire, even though, of course, we know that he didn't do too well in the home run derby. This guy's got 36 home runs.
Yeah.
For the season. That's after, I think yesterday, the day before, he pitched a 99 and then a 100-mile-per-hour ball back to back. Like,
yeah,
what can't you do? Clearly, you can't hit home runs for 20 minutes nonstop.
You pitch a great game and you can hit.
Oh man, it's a lot. That's a lot. So I'm just excited that my Mariners, even though we lost the series to Houston 2-1, we beat the A's once down, and I think we're only, I guess, like a game or two behind the A's right now out of the wild card race.
Okay, I hope you guys get in.
Mariners in August, like a Mariners leading into August, we are never at 500 or above. So this is a win for me.
That's why, I hope you guys get in. I
hope so too. Listen, I might have a quick flight home and back if that happens. Because I need to be. Playoffs have not happened since I lived in Seattle, which was in 2001.
You definitely need to go.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's talk a little bit of fashion and sneakers before we get out of here, because I know we had some visuals for the audience that are tuning in today. If you are just listening to the podcast, just know that we are on YouTube. Find us at Girlchatsports. Watch them, because it's always better to see our faces, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, Mo, let us know about this new fashion that's happening for Team USA.
Oh, yeah. So this is that Kith clothing line. They're based out of New York City. Kith is one of those fashion houses that kind of came up on the up and up. I want to say late 90s, early 2000s, maybe even sooner than that. But they've been blowing up the scene. And if you don't know about them, they do a lot of inspiration related to things that are going on socially, culturally. They had a Nelson Mandela Day a few months back, and they put out a clothing line based off of Mandela.
I mean, you see these two gold medal athletes right here.
You do. And
you can't
this is their addition of the fan base of iconic kind of fashion with the icons that are gold medalists. Clyde the Glide Drexler and Chris Mullins. Then you got Darren Williams and Jason Kidd. And so everything that they're doing is an inspired look to the Olympics. Fans can purchase these items through Kith's website. Goes live.
Look at these jacket. Look at the jacket and the blazer.
They got the jacket, the pants, the polo, all in that pattern. Pretty fly. Price point's not too bad either. And then that's the faux fur USA coat. Mm-hmm. So that one's pretty fly too.
And then there's some bags and
yes, let's feature it all. Like, this is what they're selling, and it looks like it's. And I know in Kith, I know the quality of it is probably really
amazing.
Good.
It looks good. It looks good from the picture.
I honestly want to cop a piece off of them. Not the faux fur coat, but maybe something, like the sweater or a t-shirt.
I like that sweater, with the stripes, the cardigan kind of.
Oh yeah,
I like that
beautiful. Cardigan sweater with the color blocking, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out to Kith on that. They're coming up. American brand, why not?
Yes, yes. Some sneakers. Let's talk about these Kyrie Eights.
He's not too happy.
Kyrie says he had nothing to do with in designing or marketing, but some pictures were leaked, and he said these are trash.
They are trash. Look at the sole on the first upper left. I mean, my goodness, those don't look like Kyrie's. They're terrible. Who thought to design that?
Like, what is that silver atrocity on the back of the heel?
No, but it's all of it. Like, why does that sole stick out past the heel? And then the swoosh is up high. And then you've got this, oh my God. The only thing I kind of like on the bottom is the sole. I don't mind the sole much. But those don't even look like Kyrie's. And for them to be Kyrie Eights, that's just insulting to him. Why would? I wouldn't co-sign on that either. They're probably going to release them anyway. Or they need to go back to the drawing board.
I'm sure.
Something.
I had a question on this one that you sent me, though. These Converse. I'm not.
Yeah, the Rick Owens. The Rick Owens.
Are they trying to make these into dress shoes? Is that what they're trying to do? Is like people can cop them, try and wear into clubs that you're not really wearing a sneaker, but you're wearing.
Does it look like a dress shoe to you?
No, but it has that funky toe that like dress shoes have.
I mean, the toe box is a square toe box, but it's got a little opening to it. That's Rick Owens. If you guys aren't familiar with Rick Owens and what he does take a lot of stuff and make it very, very.
And look at the tongues on these lows.
Hey, the lows I like. I actually can get behind the lows or the high tops. I'm not mad at it. I think it's a little avant-garde. I feel like it would go where.
I think for you in a fashion thing, for sure. I just know I mean,
it's a style thing. And I think I've seen better Rick Owens, but for him to go with Nike or Converse, which is Nike, I guess.
Yeah.
To go with something like that, it's just different. But I ain't
And
mad
so,
at it.
yeah, shout out to Rick Owens and the Converse. And then you've got these.
Oh, yeah, that's Jeremy Scott. So if you guys are familiar with Jeremy Scott's and his partnership with Adidas, he always started out with his signature shoes having the wings on them. They'd be gold metallic. They'd look like Pegasus wings. So he's going back to the originals, doing it with money. And if you zoom in closely, it's a picture of him on the money. Jeremy Scott is also creative director for and a head designer for Moschino right now. So if you ever follow Moschino and you like the Moschino looks and the whole style of
now,
that,
see, I like the inside of those. I don't like the outside. I
love the outside.
Yeah, no.
Listen, it's a shoe that again is going to be a collector's piece. That's pretty much how those work. You get a shoe like that, if you sell it, it's probably going to give you some great money incentive on it. Because Jeremy Scott hasn't done.
I'll try and get one to see if I can sell it. But yeah, those are
Jeremy Scott hasn't done the Pegasus wings in a long time. And I used to see people walking in stores with them, and you just wear it with anything. He used to have the stuffed animal head on the toe box of the sneaker when he was with Adidas. Barney's was the only place I could find the Jeremy Scott. I think they're dope too, Brian. It's flowers. Jeremy Scott. I'm not gonna diss this whole segment. I'm not.
Right.
You know, if you're stylish and you know that you don't touch it. You know what it is.
You do what you gotta do.
You do what you gotta do.
You do.
And if Mel gets a copy and sells them, she's gonna make big money.
Yeah. Not like I've been hitting on any of my draws anyways, but
yeah, speaking of
draws.
Yeah. Yeah. I need everybody in the chat to type this right now. I will hit Travis fragments for retail.
We are putting it into the universe.
For retail. I posted this on my personal story. We need these sneakers. Yeah, the colorway could have been better for me.
I like the colorway.
If I get them, I'm taking them. You know, the reverse swoosh and everything. I love them. I need these. You guys, these roll out on the 30th, right? Or is it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's the 30th. Oh, no, there wasn't an actual date, I don't think, was there?
No, they made a date.
Oh, because the raffle was today, like on Travis Scott's page. There was a raffle for these today.
So the drawing is the 30th then, because they always do 2 days before a raffle of a sneaker rollout, or sometimes a week. But it's 2 days, so it's either today or wait. What's today? The 28th. So it's either 29th or 30th. They have made an announcement, and knowing their sneaky behinds, they may let it hit at midnight tonight. Just keep watch. Just keep checking your phone. And if you do multiple drawings, just so you know, you will get disqualified.
What do you mean multiple drawings?
You can go back and put your name in and draw again. Go back and put your name in and draw again. If you do multiple, it has you banned from qualifying.
What if you use a different phone number and a different email?
Well, that's a different person. But if you keep going back with your same name, it's allowing you to do that. And if you do too many multiples of that,
Mom, might get my mom's gonna get some phone calls.
Like I said, I need a team to get my sneakers for me.
Listen, I'm gonna start putting in all family members, no matter what, on every raffle. Just hey, if you get them, know they're mine because you know you didn't do it.
And the worth of the Travis Scotts of just having those. And not to mention, I'm sorry, I saw the sneakers people were wearing. Thank you, B-Sal. Appreciate it.
He's doing it.
That's the least you could do. I appreciate it. I saw people sneaker apparel for Rolling Loud. First of all, it was muddied waters out there. I'm seeing Jordan 1 retro high OGs in the mud. I'm seeing like Yeezys in the mud. I'm seeing sixes in the mud. I'm seeing all kinds of crazy sneakers, dunks, specialized dunks in the mud. You guys, you are disrespecting these sneakers. And you get them. We're not going to disrespect our shoes like that. I'm not tromping in the mud at no festival in my J's. I'm just not going to do that.
Like, here's the deal. Here's what I want to know. I want to know what sneaker cleaner do you have? That's what I want.
Jason Mark. That's easy. Jason Mark. All day.
Okay. All right.
They don't have that. And it's not going to clean that mud off of their shoes. Like they were entrenched in mud. It's puddles. Rolling Loud was a muddy event down in Florida. That thing was rainy and muddy. And you guys are wearing, I'm seeing the Bumblebee 10s. I'm seeing all these different crazy things. The retro high OG red and white classic Jordans is what really incensed me. That was entrenched in mud. Somebody had those on. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Y'all could have worn Shaquille O'Neal to that thing, honestly. Because
wear your Tevas, wear your, wear the Yeezy plastic, gate. What are those Crocs or whatever?
I actually saw those up close and personal. Customer had them on. And to his credit, he didn't look bad in them. And the whole fit he had with the essentials and everything, it worked. But I'm sorry. They looked, the knockoffs on that are so real out there that you don't have to spend that kind of money. I don't know.
It's too much.
It is. But Rick Owens, we thank you. And Travis Scott, we thank you. Like, I have to say a prayer to the sneaker gods. We really want these shoes because they're just so exclusive and can never get our hands on them. And we need people to support us on
and we need more. Yeah.
We do need more.
We need more. Speaking of sneakers, we also Dawn Staley came out coaching with fire on her feet. She had Dior lows as well as Travis Scott lows. She had, I think, even did an Instagram post, and she had like 6 sneakers that she had brought out there, and they all were fire. So it was.
And it's good that she was smart to bring just the 6. You know, unlike some players that bring half of their closet in. Especially,
you know, I'm sure if PJ Tucker was in the Olympics, he'd have like a whole like semi truck pulling up to the Olympic
I can't take that risk of cargo going to Japan without thinking a sneaker is going to be missing. Now you talk about mentals, my anxiety would be on 10. I know somebody that literally lost their Jordan golf cleats just flying to Florida to go play golf, and all their other little special cleats and special stuff. And he luckily just got it back. Like, that never happens. So can you imagine going all the way to Tokyo with your preciouses in cargo? No, I can't do it. I couldn't even do that with a bag. No way.
It's a lot.
I'd be a crazy person. Like, where are my shoes?
Quan chimed in. He's mad that his mom listens to us, not him. But that's cool because we love Rosalie.
Hi,
and my camera's backwards. And I don't know, maybe because I was rushed today and I put it on upside down. I don't know. I feel like you can see me, so that's all that matters. Who cares if USA is backwards or everything else? I don't know.
I love how you acknowledge him. You gave him that platform, though, Mel. You shouldn't even given it to him.
Because, it's Quan. I'll let him have it.
It is Quan. We owe that to him.
Quan's mama said, ha, ha, ha. By the way, Rosalie, I'm available for the Kraken Vegas Golden Knights game. I just told Quan that I think it'd be better if I went with you guys anyways. Or even if Quan
would be good. Yeah.
Even if Quan does go, because it is his birthday, like, I just think it would be a better experience with me there as well. So let me know when tickets are for sale.
We play the Kraken at home like twice, right?
But the home opener for Vegas Golden Knights is the Kraken.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got to go to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Quan, be a G and let the girl come.
Yeah.
Because you have Kraken apparel and everything. So if you go, who are you cheering for?
I'm cheering for the Golden Knights, but I'll be happy to see the Kraken.
Or are you going to be wearing a Kraken shirt when you go?
I don't know, but I will say this: I have probably more Kraken stuff than I do Golden Knights stuff, only because my Golden Knights shirts were like from the first season, so I feel like they're outdated. I don't have any new Golden Knights gear.
Oh, okay.
Although I did, while I was in Reno, cop some beautiful gold Converse, so I'll be sporting those to the games this year.
Okay,
I'm excited for that. Yeah. It's gonna be lit, B. It's gonna be lit. Yes.
Yeah,
Rosalie, I'm down. Just saying. I told Quan, let me know how much tickets are if you can find them, because I will be there. I'm fine with that. We can carpool and everything.
It's like I sense a major eye roll coming from Quan.
Quan said that there's a show on Gorilla Cross right now. Shout out to Gorilla Cross.
Shout out to Gorilla Cross, dude. We're still part of the Gorilla Cross, though.
He said there's a show on the station where she could be watching, and she goes, "But I love these girls, and you're watching too."
That's because he loves
Team
us too,
Rosalie. Team Rosalie.
He loves us too. You know that.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, because we've definitely gone over an hour now, before Mo gets cut off again for the second time.
You set this up. I don't know. You cut me off. I'm blaming you on all of that. You're the producer. I don't know.
Listen,
my phone does nothing but
my girl power. We've already kind of addressed it. Goes out to the Team USA gymnastics team. Beyond Simone, and we wanting her to do well in her mental health, and we hopefully will get to see her compete again. I'm talking about the girls, Jordan Childs, Sunisa Lee, who now is the USA favorite to try and win the gold in individual gymnastics, as well as Grace McCollum. Both of them are from Minnesota. Child's from Washington. These girls are up and coming, and hey, it's the individuals. I'm just pulling for the USA at this point. Let's make it happen. So girl power those girls, because they took on what most people probably wouldn't be able to take on. But as an Olympic athlete, I think that's what comes naturally. And they picked up the slack when Simone withdrew. So it's all good.
Yay to the girl power.
Shout out to Quan and Brian. They're going to have a side conversation. So we will see.
I was just liking what Quan was saying. He had it on mute or whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah, catch us in.
Yeah, probably. They're asking about that there's no sports anchors covering the Olympics from Vegas,
right?
In Tokyo. See, that's why we got to send some emails so Brian can get out there.
The playoffs. I might need CPR and therapy from shock. Well, honestly, Kente, I'd be shocked, but I don't think I need CPR because they necessarily aren't going to go as far as my Dodgers will. So. But it'd be nice to see it.
I'm just happy if they can get in the playoffs. Like, just get in the playoffs. I will be happy with the season. That's it. Yeah. Thank you, B. We are the bomb. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate the chat today. It's been amazing. We love it when it's just Mo and I, and we get to have a little one-on-one time with you guys and just chop sports the whole time. So I'm definitely going to be watching some more Olympics. We'll have some more news. I think we got another guest next week for you. Maybe it's the next. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you hit us up on Instagram and Twitter, and follow us on Facebook, Girl Chat Sports, as well as the Girl Chat Sports group. We appreciate y'all. We hope you have a safe rest of your week. And if you live in Vegas, be careful of these monsoon season thunderstorms, because I'm sick of the humidity.
Is it from the fires in California though, or no?
Nah, not these thunder. The thunder and lightning is not from that. The fires need it, but shoot. Anyway,
I'm loving it though. Honestly,
I can't do it. I can't.
I love it
too much
because my skin is now glowing. Did you see the glow? I need my skin to be popping. It's glowing because of the humidity, and then my hair is doing so much better because of humidity.
My hair sucks during humidity. It's like
you can't live in Florida or the southern states.
I can't at all. I can barely vacation out there because one day and I'm over it.
For that matter.
Well, Caribbean I can do.
It's humid there.
It's not that humid. I don't know. When I've gone, it hasn't been that crazy. But yes, indeed. Again, thank you, everybody.
Misal, you have no hair, but I appreciate you saying that your hair is getting messed up too.
Is it messing up your socks?
It's messing up that suit.
I bet. Okay, we're officially out of here, guys. We appreciate
you guys,
y'all.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
See you next week. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Rosalie. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Rosalie.